So, little is known publicly, it seems, about Itzhak Stern's family. This kind of reminds me with Oskar Schindler about his children. In fact, there will be a lot of people out there that were unaware that Oskar Schindler even had children. But actually, if you look at the 2004 book by David Crow, Oskar Schindler's children, according to some witnesses, actually attended his funeral. And they saw them do something that indicated that it could have been his children, Oscar Schlegel Jr. and Emily Schlegel. But today, we will save the video of Oskar Schindler's children and family for another time, but today I want to look at Itzhak Stern's family, but mainly I want to look at who was Itzhak Stern's brother, Natan Stern. Natan Stern was born in the historical city of Krakow in Poland in 1906 and was the younger sibling of Itzhak Stern, who was to be the future accountant, assistant and survivor, thanks to humanitarian war profiteer, industrialist and former member of the Nazi Party, Oskar Schindler. Natan graduated from Jagiellonian University in law in 1933, which was the hauntingly unnerving period of time, since it was the tragically unfortunate precedent of Adolf Hitler becoming the Chancellor of Germany, and in coming years would unleash his reign of unjustified and disgustingly evil and anti-Semitic terror across Europe, triggering World War II, or what's also known as called the Second World War.
There's no halt in the wrecked town. The military timetable calls for the rushing up of troops for more blitz attacks. The German strategy is to isolate Polish forces as quickly as possible. So the Nazi columns move according to prearranged schedule. 30 to 37 miles per day is the German claim.
At first with law, Natan Stern had worked in the office of Ignacy Landau, who was the vice president of Krakow, and later would proceed to become the partner in a famous barrister's chambers of Dr. Ignacy Schwarzbart, who was the member of the Polish parliament. During World War II, Natan Stern was in the ghetto, and later in the Płasźow concentration and labor camp, where he was a passionate activist of the Jewish Social Rescue Committee. Schwarzbart had forced his way through Romania and France to England after the defeat of the September Campaign, where he was a member of the National Council at the government of the Polish Republic in exile. Both Natan Stern and his wife, Leontina Lucia, who was born in 1911 and was the 254th entry on Schindler's List, whereas Natan Stern was the 428th entry on the list of humanitarian rescue, and they were both saved from death in the Holocaust or Shoah due to the fact that they were in the safety of Brinlitz. After World War II ended with Germany's looming defeat in May 1945, Natan Stern and his wife Leontina came back to Krakow, which they would then leave in 1950 to move to Israel. Stefan, who was the younger sibling of Mietek Pemper, then drove him out from there, hidden under the goods on the horse cart, and transferred to the Polish family Jacz, who took care of him until the end of the war. Nowadays, Menachem Stern is a doctor and lives in Tel Aviv. I hope everyone enjoyed the first audio episode that will be on this series. I have to note that the information I got, some of it was in my own words, but it was actually directly copied from a website, since I didn't have any historical information before I saw that information. on Itzhak Stern's brother and not even gathered a single historical photograph. And I'm not sure if this historical photograph is accurate or not, but I'm going to assume that the historical photograph in this video is, and so is the letter translated into English. If it's not, then I would, of course, if I ever found out that it wasn't, I would of course remove this video, or at least keep it private. But I want to keep it on the history channel just in case it's accurate, because I think it's a very important piece of history that's been forgotten. So I thank everyone for watching the first audio video. This was hugely inspired by Mark Felton Productions, and similar to him, I would love to do audio videos on histories and stuff. And the next video will be about the secret letters between Itzhak Stern and his brother Natan Stern. And also the next audio episode after that will be on Oscar Schindler's Children, and then I'll be doing a video on the Cottingley Fairies. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for your continued support towards a channel that just wants to educate and keep the past remembered so no one ever forgets and everyone always remembers, since everyone's voices in history deserve to be heard and everyone's stories remembered. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next audio episode. Goodbye.